Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Thursday, September 25th, day 80. We are at the final live eviction show. We are at night 2 or day 2 of the home stretch here as far as shows, with there being a show tonight, a show tomorrow night, and then a show on Sunday. So we only have 3 shows left. I've watched about 2/3 of last night's show. I watched it through the end of the family home videos, for those of you that saw it. Last night's show was about Keanu getting evicted, so it was stuff that happened earlier, and it was fine. It was all right. I'd already seen the very end where they voted, so they did a thing with this whole the mastermind's lair. Oh, here's a theory, and I meant to look this up before I did this, but just bear with me. The POV competition was stacking. It was the mini POV or the tiny POV. We talked about that. They had to stack a picture of the mastermind, so it was not just stacking so many things high. It was 30 pieces, and they had to stack them in the correct order. In other words, they had to form a puzzle piece. That made it quite intricate. And I remember that it took them much longer than you might have expected, which, if you think about it, it didn't look like they were the best way to stack a puzzle would be, or pieces would be kind of in a brick formation where you alternate the seams as you go up. But they couldn't alternate the seams very much because they had to line up to be a picture. All right, so that was interesting. The premise was, it was said that the mastermind, it was the mural in his assistant's or his pet's Andy's lair. Isn't Andy the name of the guy that's the quote intern on the Unlocked? So are they going to somehow link intern Andy with the mastermind, or is intern Andy going to be the mastermind? That guy's a producer on the show. The guy that plays intern Andy. I think I'm going to have to look it up now, because if I get this completely wrong, it'll be fine, but you guys will be the only ones that will know. If I get it right, I will be blasting it on Blue Sky if somebody else hasn't already said it, which I can't imagine somebody else hasn't said it. But so intern Andy, if that's who that is, they're calling him the pet, but I can just see this being revealed on finale night, that's who the mastermind is, but I'm not sure. I'm speculating. And hey, we don't have much to do at this point except for to ride this puppy out. So the tiny POV, we already knew Morgan won it. We know she didn't use it. We know that Keanu went. The other thing was that for the power veto meeting, after the Morgan won it, they did it. She didn't use it, and then they stabbed to vote, which was a quote live vote in person in that lair again, or the lair, the whatever you call it. Ashley and Morgan used big oversized needles to stab the person they were voting for, their doll, and they both stabbed, of course, Keanu. So Keanu was kicked out of the house, and he didn't go out to anybody because there was nobody there, because it was Monday. And so I guess Keanu's going to be on tonight's episode talking with Julie. So they did bring somebody back that got evicted. I don't remember how they've done that in the past. They've usually done a fake live show. That's why they've done the interview. So they're bringing Keanu back. It's really weird for those guys to get shipped to the jury house, and then they're brought right back to talk to Julie. But anyways, that's what happened on last night's episode. They got the videos from home. We saw them. I didn't realize Ava saw her boyfriend. I missed that part. So Ava did get to see her boyfriend. Keanu did not see his girlfriend, but Vinny definitely didn't see his girlfriend. And they really, really raked the Morgan-Vinny thing over the coals some more last night with we'd seen this. We talked about this whole talking in code between Vincent and Morgan in bed with the pillow wall. And it was kind of funny. I mean, they did a thing where they were talking in code, so they did a little well, if this is this and this and this, it was all fake formulas on the wall or on the screen as they talked in code, and it was done well. But it's basically Vincent talking in code with Morgan, and Morgan talking in code back about the percentage, the odds that Morgan is interested in him as more than a friend. Is there a potential relationship here? That's what we all figured it was, and CBS certainly implied it with their little show, or with their little screen thing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about the episode. Not really. That was it. Just Vincent is saying, "Do I have a girlfriend?" Right. So he knows. We were right. He thinks he may have been broken up with. Gee, wonder why. He says the only thing he has left is to win. Well, he's not going to win. So there's that too. I don't think he's going to win. Because if he takes Morgan in the end, he's not going to win. And I think he's going to take Morgan in the end. I'm not sure if he's going to win even if he doesn't take Morgan in the end, because if you believe Keanu in his diary room stuff, he's like, Vincent never made a decision for himself, so I'm not voting for him, kind of a thing. Okay. In the house, yeah, the Power Veto will be live tomorrow. Or tonight. Sorry, no, we are today. We are actually at the day. The Power Veto meeting will be live. They kind of figured that out last night because they were like, why haven't we done this yet? Why haven't we done this yet? Yes, it's going to be live tonight. And again, Morgan will not use it. And then Vincent will vote out Ava. That's it. That's where we're at. We're just waiting for it. And they will start the final... they won't start it. Well, they'll do it sometime tonight, maybe. The final head of household competition, part 1, with then part 2 sometime tomorrow. Okay, what else? There was a significant downtime, like an hour or more, a couple hours yesterday, and we didn't know why, to where they went to the adoptable animals. And that usually means something's going on. It's kind of their way of saying it's going to be a while, guys. But I was just confused, and we were confused, and we thought. And it maybe is. Maybe they were doing something with the Mastermind's lair again. So they had the house guests locked down while they did this, work on that. Or maybe they're doing something in the gym. It may have been just show prep. But I came up with something this morning, which again, it's very possible someone else thought of this, because it's not like I'm not the only person coming up with these ideas. But I didn't see anybody say it. So I'm going to say it, and we'll see. And if somebody says yes, they already said it. What if they got to watch the first episode of Amazing Race? So they want to do a cross promotion and show, because it's Big Brother house guests, right? It's former Big Brother players that are in the Amazing Race this season. So maybe they sat down, the 4 of them, in front of the TV and let them watch the first episode and recorded them talking about it so that they could show it on tonight's episode or even tomorrow's episode. I don't remember when the Amazing Race premiered. Is there Amazing Race on Sundays? I don't watch the Amazing Race anymore. So I haven't watched it in forever. I don't know if I'm going to watch this season, but whatever it is, that's just my guess, is that maybe that's what they were doing, is premiering the Amazing Race for the house guests, and so they locked it down so we couldn't see it. We'll see. That's my guess. And I will see if anybody says yes, that's been discussed. But what I saw this morning, no one else had suggested that. Anything else to tell you guys? It's the finale. It's the final eviction episode tonight, and yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry if I'm kind of abbreviated. I struggled to even watch last night's episode, even though I should, because I'm suffering a bit of a burnout. Right? We all are. But I did want to watch it because last night's episode was a bit unique. And I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it was different. So, yep, that's it. We'll talk tomorrow, unless there's no battle blockbuster. There's no blockbuster there. I don't think there'll be. So I don't know if Julie will do any kind of a tease tonight, right? What would she tease? I don't know. So unless something dramatic happens this afternoon, I will not be talking to you guys until tomorrow. And I'm not anticipating anything dramatic happening this afternoon. Nope. Can't see it. So that'll be it. We'll talk to you guys. Yeah, I gotta give my patrons a shout out tomorrow. I owe you guys major shout outs for your support, your continued support through this this season that has been a bit of a struggle at times, but overall, it's still all right. It's still all right. It's not as horrible as some people will say it is. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's been fine. I think it's been very entertaining. I think there's been lots of activity, there haven't been much downtime, and the end is always kind of slow. With that, I will talk to you tomorrow. Be well, everybody, and thanks again for your continued support and for listening. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.